What does that mean?
Oh, look, it's got it right there.
Oh, look at that. Right.
Us, we're live.
Amazing.
Hey,
Live
everybody.
in color. Hey, hey. What a
Welcome to,
surprise.
yeah. So I have, as you guys can tell, welcome to Star Wars Rebels Revisited. But unfortunately, I don't have my co-host Mark with us this week. So we have some very special guests joining me for this week's watch along. We have Dave and Jeff. Say hey, everybody.
Or like Spencer likes to call us, Jave and Deaf.
David Neff this week.
Definitely.
Not today.
It's so good to have you guys on here and bring a little bit of the virtual Cantina watch along on Thursdays into our Mondays. So thanks for helping me out this week.
You are welcome.
Appreciate it.
It's a cool episode to join in on and a very timely episode. So
Oh my God, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So wait for everybody to get in here. Oh my gosh, Spencer, Mike, hi Jen.
Spencer, who's busy right now.
With swag
We
bags.
don't believe you. So yeah, we're gonna have a very good watch along this week. As you know, we're gonna be covering season 2, chapter 15, The Call. And thanks to this past week's Mandalorian episode, we're gonna introduce you to the Purgles. Or as Spencer likes to say, the Purgles. But first we get a few things we want to get into. First of all, we have a brand new Rebels Revisited t-shirt on the TeePublic site, inspired by Mark's deep love for Corky Kryze.
Kenobi.
The true Mandalore Corky Kryze shirts are now available from Star Wars Rebels Revisited in the Virtual Cantina Network on TeePublic. So make sure you guys get on there, check it out, support the swag, support the network. We appreciate you. It is a really funny shirt and it's just perfect. So I guess one of the previous designs was the Kenobi beard.
That was
the Kryze.
Dave's hack on
That might be my renegade version that might see the light of day before.
Oh my God. I totally
I was
approve of
debating
that.
on whether I should send him the Photoshop file and facilitate such nonsense.
No, I mean, I'm totally down with it. Like, believe it or not, because I still think that they're his aunts, but you know, no one's gonna come out and say, hey, he's a Jedi's son and risk all of that. So
right.
I agree.
Very tongue-in-cheek, but the version
Corky's not dead
that Dave did of what could be was very, very cool. So I think that would be a good sort of companion piece.
Yeah. And for those who agree in the mythology or the facts, whichever way you look at it. So let's see. Oh, yep. Spencer put the link in the chat. That's good. Thank you. Hi, Sarah.
Mike, you are excommunicated from the virtual cantina. Corky, not dead.
We didn't see a body, Mike. We didn't see a body. Just saying. Hi, Sherry.
No one ever truly dies.
That's right.
Somehow Corky came back.
Bo said she's the last of her line that she knows of.
Yeah.
Gotta put the Jedi son in hiding when he starts getting those force powers. All right. So this week we're gonna get into a little bit of what's been going on in the virtual Cantina news. Alderaan Idol was really cool. Just doing all the auditions for that. That was pretty fun to watch.
We have a great batch of contestants this time around. I mean, I think that we've stepped up in terms of what the performances are going to be like at this coming event in like what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
It's not very long. And Jeff, I think you've seen them too. I've seen some of the songs that people have chosen, the behind the scenes things that we can't reveal, but that's going to be some cool performances from those artists.
Like
Mhm.
people are going all out. They're not just singing, they're singing this
Yes.
whole contest, taking it very seriously. They're coming for blood, you guys. So everybody's gonna bring their A game for that.
It'll be very tough competition for sure. Those judges are going to have their work cut out for them,
Mm-hmm.
but
Agreed.
it's a great batch. So both
Yeah.
of judges and of singers.
Absolutely.
Right. And we also had the watch along this past week with oh my goodness, I can't find it.
Don Dininger.
Don Dininger, yes.
Dining,
Yes.
Dininger.
Yeah. Anyways, starts with a D.
So yeah, she was the Rhodian in this past week's Mandalorian episode that Pelly was trying to scam. Spoiler alert.
And has been many other Rhodians as well.
Yes.
She's got a steady Rhodian gig going, it seems.
Absolutely.
But then also has an amazing job behind the scenes working on, that stuff. So kind of in the right place at the right time to be able to go on screen with it, which is kind of cool.
Absolutely. I love when they pull people from like behind the scenes to do like really cool parts in the shows. So I always appreciate that information. Let's see.
Nice perk.
Yeah. And we also had oh my goodness, sorry. Everything's a little messed up.
Don't worry about it.
Another in Star Wars news of the week, didn't art show pre-sales go on this week?
Yes. Oh my goodness, that was next on my list. Yeah, we had the Star Wars Artist Alley, Star Wars Celebration Art Show go on sale this week. So many amazing artists. Make sure you guys get your pre-sales in if you're going. If not, find a buddy to pick up some art for you. This stuff is amazing. We have so much animation. We got some incredible Tales of the Jedi pieces by Joe Hogan. There's a brilliant Ezra with the Loth Wolves, the Loth Cats, the Purgles, like perfectly timed, I'm telling you, piece.
A lot of Rebel stuff.
Yeah, a lot of Rebels. Some Ahsoka was hugely popular this time.
I loved the fact that there were so many pieces that are homages to other like artists. They're taking Star Wars art and they're putting it in the vein, the Ray piece that's an homage to Alphonse Mucha.
Yeah, Art Nouveau. It was
the Mando
brilliantly
piece
done.
that's Rockwell.
Yes.
And
Alabazia.
and then you had the Padme piece that's the Mona Lisa inspired.
That one was really good. It was part of his triptych that he had done. So I think he did 2 other Padmes like that, and this is like the 3rd in it. So really, really cool. There was one that was really kind of unexpected. It was Ahsoka walking back to her ship after Padme's funeral, and she's just walking on the beach in the moonlight. It was really unexpected and also very kind of sad. But we also have like a lot of names that I haven't seen at Celebration before, and a few fan favorites. So we got Brandon Kenny, Malcolm Tween, Jason William Chrisman, Joe Hogan, Lorna Ka, Kesnia. She did a beautiful Ahsoka and Anakin piece, like the duality between the two. I love her work. Just so many good pieces. So make sure you don't sleep on any of those, because there's a limit of 200 pre-sales online and 50 will be available at the show. So get your pre-orders in now. Find a buddy to get it for you if you're not going. Don't miss out.
Yes, some very cool ones. And if you were watching earlier this evening on the last episode of Celebrating Autographs before Celebration, is Frank Rich announced 2 new names for Boonta Eve.
Yeah.
One of them big time Star Wars artists. He Paul Shipper, who like how many celebrations has he done key art for, and how many movies has he done movie posters? And
Paul is a friend, so he's the art director for Empire Magazine right now.
Oh, wow.
And so he's done the really cool sketchy badges that they had in 2017.
Mhm.
Those are amazing. He did all the key art for that. Um, he's done some iconic movie posters as well as of late, like for the Foo Fighters Studio 666. He did that movie poster.
Cool.
Just phenomenal artist. It's so cool that he's going to be joining.
And any
So
level
huge.
of fandom that you have for him, if you go to his website and you go
Yeah.
to like the gallery and you start scrolling down through posters that he's done,
Yeah.
even if you're like, Rebels not really my thing. Star Wars, I like the key art, but no, every little nuance of anything and everything he hasn't been involved with doing art for.
Yeah, he did a really amazing compilation piece for George Lucas, for Spielberg. He's done an iconic Carrie Fisher memorial piece. Like those are just some of the art you can find on Paul's website. It's paulshipper.com. Make sure you go there and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, announced as well an author in addition to an artist, David Whiteley.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Who wrote The Galaxy That Britain Built.
Very
So
cool.
very, timely and UK centric since it is
Yes.
the Celebration London. But
And
both
it
of them,
also will give you an idea of where to go to find all those locations in London and in Great Britain that Star Wars was filmed at. So that's very key. So if you don't have that book, go get it because you're going to need it for that weekend.
yeah, and I think copies will be available at Boom to Eve.
Oh, perfect. So he'll be signing there. Even better. Nice. Catherine says she picked up 6 pieces of art and now she needs some more walls. I tell everybody, like, just change it out like curtains in the season. Just swap it all out. Get new frames if you're sick of the frame and you love the piece. Like, I don't know. I'm very art flexible when it comes to that.
We need walls with like top loader frames or something. Just
yeah. Oh my God, that'd be brilliant. Why don't you make that? Like, seriously, patent that right now. Make a top loader frame, and you can just switch it right out. That'd be perfect. So, do you guys?
Required.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna be getting into the episode with the Purgles, the call, and we're gonna go over a little bit of what the Purgles are. According to Wikipedia, they are a semi-sentient species of massive whales that lived in deep space, traveling from star system to star system, and basically because it's the natural world. Dave Filoni, if you guys watched Star Wars Rebels Recon, he went into how he wanted the Purgles to be the creators of hyperspace. So instead of finding it in science and technology, it was in the natural world that hyperspace was created, and humans just kind of found a way to mimic that. So I found that really fascinating watching that. And it's also, we're going to take a look at Ezra's connection through the Force into the natural world. And this looks like it's pretty much deeper than Kanan at this point. Like, Ezra's got a stronger bond with the natural world than his master. So what do you guys think about that?
I think it's really kind of drawing parallels to what we're kind of seeing with Grogu do at this point.
Yeah.
Is he's got the force power of talking to animals. Is we've seen that a little bit before that's a thing, but it's not a common power. We don't see Obi-Wan or whatever pulling like a Paul Hogan on the animals.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's like a trait that a kid would have as well. It kind of, it seems like, in general, kids are a little bit maybe more, attuned to animals than, adults. And it's sort of the same kind of idea, I think.
Right. and when he's connecting with the Lothcats earlier in the season, and he's frustrated and the Lothcats are attacking him and everything, I think it's because he learns to harness his fear and reach out through the Force in a positive way to calm and soothe, like we see Grogu doing in The Mandalorian with both the Mudhorn in season 1 and the giant Rancor and Book of Boba Fett. So
Mark's over in the chat.
Hey,
visiting from Atlanta. I see, checking up on us to make sure we're not burning the place down.
Definitely. We see you. We appreciate you. So it's just a way of him, realizing that he can use what Kanan has taught him about throwing away the fear and use it to help explain to them that what the group really needs to save the day. So, and that's one of the things I love about this episode.
Yeah. Sarah is mentioning over here in the chat that kids are just so much more likely to embrace those changeable emotions as they're, willing to embrace them and feel them, as opposed to, as you feel the need to as an adult to just kind of compartmentalize and put those away.
Exactly. Like with kids are a lot more empathetic. And I think we lose that empathy as the world kind of prods us down as adults. So it's interesting to see Ezra unlocking that within himself. And we're going to see more about it here. So if you guys have your Disney Plus queued up for Rebels season 2, episode 15, The Call, we're going to start shortly.
Yes. Get the headphones in so you can hear all the whale calls.
I have my closed caption on because I don't want to be kicked off the internet. So
yeah, I gotta change mine. I was watching something yesterday without the captioning on. Yes, the last thing we want is for Facebook to kick us off because we got hit by the algorithm.
Definitely not.
We've done that enough lately.
Yeah, I was happily surprised we didn't get hit during the Alderaan Idol preview show, so that was a positive.
Oh man, I had totally forgotten about that part. So
we got hit last year.
Did you guys end up running on YouTube instead?
Last year?
No, just
I think we were doing both, and then one just got taken down. We had to deal with it. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But yeah, we got to go live.
So much has happened. Yeah. All right, guys, you ready? We're gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. I love how they always open on the ships.
Yeah,
absolutely. It harkens back to A New Hope. Is you open that's what you do.
Oh no.
This location is very reminiscent of stuff we saw in earlier episodes of Mandalorian as well, out in the asteroid field. The space pirates chasing.
There you go. Fortunate space iPad.
This is data pad. Oh man.
They're having climate control issues here.
Zeb.
Everything. Crotch deal. See, I like this, that we get to hear the song and the whole crew, other than Ezra, is just like, what? You're crazy. But we know he's not.
This is kind of reminiscent of that idea that it's not an idea, it's actual fact, is that there's certain tones that younger people can hear that older people can't.
Oh, there you go.
Oop.
They're coming right at you.
Captain, there be whales here.
Star Trek Enterprise is chasing them down. They have to save them.
That's right. Transparent aluminum, make a tank.
I grew up in the next town over from New Bedford, which is where Moby Dick begins. So the Whaling City is what it's called, and we've got the Whaling Museum, we've got whale statues everywhere. So this is just like my people. How
Yeah, and I
dare
like
you
how
get in the way?
they've combined and added little, like the little fluffy gill, or not gills, but fins on the side. That's
Yeah.
not they're not flapping, but they've looked at actual marine life and added things.
And I love their first instinct is just to blast them, and Ezra is kind of like in awe of them.
Yeah.
And protecting.
I like is how their kind of design is very reminiscent of the whale in Pinocchio.
Yeah, Monstro.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, Monstro.
Cuttlefish. That's what the ones that have the little floaty.
Yeah.
Like the little cuttlefish fins on the side.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did Purgle plush at Celebration this year. I'm calling it.
It has to.
We've had Loth Cats, Loth Wolves, Convors,
and Chrysanthemum.
Yeah.
We had Lula.
Yeah.
Or whatever her name is. Yeah.
I think, yeah. Were you right the first time? Was it Lola? No.
Lula.
Lula.
The droid?
Zeb's just like, let's
show. Zeb's or not Zeb. Yeah.
The Bad Bat.
Lula.
Wrecker's Lovey.
That's Lula. Yeah.
Lula.
It was kind of a weak version of Lula. Like I thought the one at
I've seen a lot of better versions, but the idea that they had it.
Hey, this on the comms right there, that's marriage.
Yeah.
That's exactly true life.
They got scared away by TIE fighters.
Oh man. So Henry Gilroy was talking on Rebels Recon that these TIE fighters have been modified so you can see out of the side, but it also compromises the maneuverability and your ability to like stabilize if you're shooting straight.
Oh, because they take that front panel out of the wing,
so they can see, but right, and it just completely loses their control. So they're not really good at aiming, but they can see you coming. So
better overall view, but other things get sacrificed.
What are these mining critters? Are those like modified Rhodians or something?
Yeah.
They have as much of a snoot, but they're really.
It kind of reminds me of what's his name from Resistance?
Oh yeah, I don't.
Hype Phazon.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, now they're being followed.
Right there. And I love this shot here too, where you see the gaping mouth and all the little like marshmallow teeth in there.
They have a lot of teeth. They have like shark level teeth.
But they're nice and round like marshmallows, like Dave said. Not as threatening.
Use the Force, Ezra.
Be cute.
Follow that Purgle. Step on it.
Hayden is just being a royal jerk this entire episode. He's like, I told you so.
Yeah, of course.
Told you so.
Like right there, you see it. Yeah, it is strange that Hera's the one that's like, kill the Purgles, shoot the Purgles. Like, you wouldn't expect that from Space Mom, but you expect that from Zeb.
Well, I guess you get that from her being a pilot, and like she's saying, she knows so many people that have been killed by this because they don't understand their nature, so they do the
Yeah.
same thing. They fight against them and they lose.
Crash into ships. So this is again, this is whales. Whales have, for centuries ruined ships just by, living their lives. So it's just what they do.
Well, and I think it's really interesting in like the High Republic books and stuff is that this kind of natural use of the hyperspace lanes is the same. That's what how the Nihil travel is. They don't use technical computers to plot their jumps. They have a human, a person-y navigator. Oh, there we go. Complain. Oh, you turned off the power to my ship and forgot I was there.
Oh, they're circling. I see.
Oh, see, Sarah's like going interesting that says that they wander into hyperspace lanes, not that people are invading their hyperspace lanes.
Exactly. It's their home. It's what they know. They were there long before people.
Sort of like a cow on railroad tracks or something.
Complaining about getting bitten by sharks by going into sharks' waters.
Shark-infested waters.
Yeah. That's why I don't go to the beaches in Florida, you guys. Like
exactly.
I know better. I go to Disney World. That's it. Give me a pool. I can see everything.
And you got to be careful around there for the other water-dwelling animals as well.
Oh yeah, that's the signs for all that there. Yeah, don't go anywhere remotely but the
red tide, all that fun stuff.
Oh, I was talking about like, alligators around every.
Oh my God, yeah.
So many bodies of water.
Like, everywhere. You can't even be in your pool in your backyard in Florida without. Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's the plan. Well, since when is Kanan the crazy plan person? This is far more of someone else's plan. Oh, we'll just go out there and we'll put our helmets on and we'll jump.
I think he's just doing it to get back at Hera because Hera was just like, this is what we're doing. He's going to ruin my ship. Yeah. Damn, Hera. This is not a good Hera episode.
Everybody's sort of out of place.
It is. Yeah. It's a really kind of role reversally.
He's totally a Rhodian.
Yeah, that is a Rhodian for sure. Yeah. You couldn't see it before. His snoot looked much.
Yeah, you didn't really see his ear things as much in the cockpit.
See, this is hilarious.
He gets. Oh, I love that helmet. And now I want to buy a stormtrooper helmet and paint it.
See, that's the whole thing. Is you need to get your hands on a whole bunch of blanks. Mark 101. 101.
You gotta be laying around and just
like a couple of crates need to fall off a truck.
Kick those boxes.
Quality control. Those are the seconds.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Can't be sold that need to be repurposed.
I love this shot. It's
totally
so cool.
Stolen by the J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
Completely.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Oh, so fun.
This kind of scene always makes me think of like James Bond.
Yeah.
Playing and doing, but now it's like Tom Cruise.
Well, there's that.
Quit poking me in the eye, dude. Get away.
Dude, I don't know. You get out of my head.
That's assault.
Well,
Yeah.
let's say that Star Trek stole this shot, but that kind of the mind melding with the whale, Dave kind of stole from Star Trek 4.
Yeah, very much.
Fox swimming with the whales.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Got to borrow from
no.
all the whale related stuff. Whoop. Pull them back like a yo-yo. Wow.
Oh, I love those helmets. Damn it.
Yeah, that
All of them. They're
it's like a
so good.
Loth cat that Kanan's wearing, right?
Mhm.
That
Yep.
is so cool.
He
That
was
is
not
very
pleased
cool.
about it.
Hmm. Give me.
This is
interesting
my
thought.
second favorite Sabine armor.
How often has she changed?
It's
Or
one
updated?
every season. So she's
Okay,
changed it
4 times.
4 times. Yeah. Actually,
Or did she start out one way and
5.
change it during the
Yeah.
first season?
Yeah. And her hair. So
Oh yeah. Keep it fresh.
the gas and the pergola connected.
And how many helmets has Ezra had? That one and one, at least one other I know of.
They've got the Scout Trooper one.
Yeah, the
Yeah, that's
Scout
the one I
Trooper
was
one
thinking
and that
of.
one.
Okay.
And there was another one. It's Stormtrooper and it's got the Phoenix Squad logo on
Okay.
it.
And do you
So-
count? Isn't there like a half helmet that's from the Academy helmet?
Oh
Yeah.
right.
So that one is the one that he can flip up. So that's the one he's wearing here.
Okay, this
But
is
he
just
decoed
it
it
after
at this
paint.
point.
That was
Yeah.
it before paint.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you'll see if you can kind of get a picture of the Academy helmet in your head.
Mm-hmm.
He'll flip it up.
Right. He likes to wear the helmets that flip up because that Scout Trooper one has that same thing where the face comes up.
Have we
Yeah.
seen this boss critter guy somewhere?
No.
before?
Not at least I
not
haven't.
Reminiscent
before
of
this.
some different characters, but in like only in partial ways to me.
Yeah.
I thought we'd seen something like him in Bad Batch. Maybe not. Might have been something else I was watching. It blends together.
Having content that overlaps makes things, and then continues as much as we have lately. It kind of can easily be mistaken for one
Oh.
thing. Yeah, really, I think that's probably my favorite helmet is the one that Kanan's wearing right now
Oh yeah.
of the show's helmets, even though Sabine's are always, really cool. And
I just like the paint look of them. Like it's
one thing I
Sabine's
really
always
like
making
about,
things creative.
oh, definitely, that's the fact that they even take the time to do that. Because I mean, traditionally, well, original trilogy Star Wars and even Clone Wars for the most part is very sort of simple, straightforward. Nothing changes. Limited, even in the prequel trilogy of Deco. Even that's when they started
Yeah.
to do it.
These Rhodians are serious. Although this is kind of like American Gladiators right now.
I love that. What did they call that? Was that the
guns.
gauntlet?
The gauntlet, yeah.
Yeah, run the gauntlet.
I was always like, I can do that better than those guys. Like, look,
Yeah.
they're not even trying.
Yeah, and then you get to fire like the big Nerf rocket launcher, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
oh yeah, TIE fighters might not be maneuverable, but they're sitting ducks.
Yeah. They can shoot you if they're right in front of you. So this is not going to help. And fuzzy eyeball guys not taking any prisoners. Look at that skill. Kanan Jarrus, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, I think it's hilarious. It doesn't hesitate. No, I'm going to hop on top of this giant starship with a lightsaber and defending.
Oh no, his helmet in the gas.
Well, and then oh look, just rolls to the side to protect him. Such a nice space whale.
Thought I was going to give him some fresh air out of its blowhole. Do they have blowholes?
I don't know, but oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I love this.
Oh, this is really cool.
Yeah, this one is like it looks like more colorfully painted than the other ones, or not painted, but modeled, skin colored.
Yeah. They definitely upped the animation as in this series, and it's just gotten better as the series goes on. I
Yeah.
call this the Tuca Purgle because it's got that color.
Oh, and here's your helmet back.
Look how cute. I love it.
It saved your helmet.
Here you go.
Yeah, Sarah's like, it's like dolphins who rescue humans. Yeah, it totally is.
Yeah. Man.
See, but even his little Imperial Academy helmet has, you can seal off, and then spoiler alert from this week, Mando sinks to the bottom with like
that scene, that part of that scene was kind of really bugged me.
Yeah.
With the fact that he was gone in a step and then somehow unconscious as opposed to being like just dropping. I could see the weight maybe of his armor making him drop.
Do you think he was pulled under by the mythosaur?
I guess that's possible. We haven't heard him say anything about it, have we?
It didn't really give that appearance. It just looks like he took the step and he
just went off the edge. But then all of a sudden he was all the way at the bottom.
Purposely to the elements. Whereas every time Bo puts hers on, it looks like it is. There you go. Here's your riding the Rancor scene.
Yes. Oh, you know that guy's gonna die. Don't you diss the Purgles.
No. or this could be you're riding have your lightsaber riding the mythosaur.
Yeah.
So when did this scene or this episode come out originally?
7 years ago. So let's see, it's 2023. So 2016.
Oh, because I was wondering if this was okay. Was that scene where Ray jumps over the TIE fighter and cuts it? Was that episode? I think
8? So. I'm gonna. That was 9. Yeah.
That's got to be. That's way after
that was
this.
After. Yeah.
That was 2019. So yeah.
If it was if it was
Force
Awakens, it would have been
toast,
prior.
Boy.
Whale
this
snack.
Is so weird. The way that they just float around. Oh damn, crunchy.
Yep.
Delicious. And now we gas you.
Okay, the music after that was almost very Jurassic Parky.
Yeah, it was. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But
so now we can blow it up?
Well, they didn't want to hurt the Purgles. Now the Purgles are all escaping with them. And they got what they needed to. So.
Did the Purgles get what they wanted?
Yeah, they get the gas without any people trying to kill them.
Right.
So. Yeah, and this is where Star Wars gets a little, non-physics. It's like, yes, we are wearing helmets, but we have no spacesuits.
Yeah.
We can breathe
on top of the ship.
But no spacesuits. Bye, Tuca Purgle.
Bye.
Free Willy. Bye.
Oh yeah. Let the Purgle go.
Yeah, just like you do.
Well, yeah, they see. There you go.
So
oh my goodness.
We didn't see them do anything hyperspace related in this, right?
Yet.
Whoa.
Oh, what? Am I spoiler alerting?
There you go. Looky look.
Yeah, I should have.
There we go.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew. That's trippy. So there's that hyperspace thing.
There's no hyperspace tracking yet. That wasn't made up till The Last Jedi.
Mm.
Don't give me
Yeah.
that.
Well, that was fun.
Oh, that was a good episode.
That is a good episode.
Great,
And it just further establishes the fact that nature is helpful, and progress and technology taking the place of that nature can be harmful.
Well, and I don't think people get that as much of our technology is inspired by
Yeah.
nature.
Oh,
Is
so many.
sonar. Hello, right
Yeah.
there.
Oh no, sonar is
Absolutely.
like echolocation kind of
Yeah,
thing.
bats,
Yeah, but also whales and
whales as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
sea creatures and other creatures like that. Whales specifically, but yeah, they have
You
to
can do that.
figure
But
out
I
where they
mean,
are. And
Da Vinci modeled the glider on the
Mhm.
wings of a
Bats.
bat. Is all sorts of things. Is there have been multiple aircraft kind of modeled on the flight of hummingbirds?
Yeah, for hovering purposes. Yeah. So that was the call. That's our first look into Purgles in Star Wars. So what do you guys think? Did you get excited when you saw it in The Mandalorian and have that connectivity back into Rebels? And do you think that they're going to be pulling more from Rebels in future episodes as we get closer to Ahsoka and having the Ghost Crew back?
So
I think for sure.
before episode 1, I made my call on the unifying force on our prediction show that the big reveal at some point, I think, with all these new Mandalorians popping up and going back to Mandalore and the Darksaber, we're going to see Sabine. We're going to see
Yeah.
Sabine to get us ready and connect it to the Ahsoka show. And as soon as I saw Purgles, I was like, yes, yes.
Yeah, when
The Leo point was real.
Exactly. So I think and I hope that that's going. We're seeing more and more clans and different sects and groups of the Mandalorians. So you might as well throw in Clan Ren.
I
Exactly.
knew that when I saw was watching Mandalorian, saw Grogu doing his sort of staring out the window thing, like when you were a kid and you were going on long road trips.
Yeah.
And then you got this kind of feel. I mean, that puppet is amazing. You got the idea that he saw something, is what I kind of felt. And when I got the idea that he was seeing something, I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And again, it was an awesome nod. And I love the fact that Dave can play with all these things in any way he wants to at this point.
It's like being a little kid in your toy box and you just have all these toys at your disposal.
Just like,
and you
I'm going
can
to bust
fit
out
them
these
in.
really cool ones.
Yeah. And all the real fans are going to just be like, oh my God. And,
Definitely.
so at first, when I saw the hyperspace and Grogu kind of looked out in wonder, I was like, oh my God, is there another ship coming at them? Like I didn't know what was going on. But then I was like, the look of wonder on Grogu's face and his connectivity with the Force, like Ezra, I was like, it's gotta be Purgles. And then you just see the shape start appear and I'm like,
those silhouettes, just enough. Something
it just
to
warmed my soul.
confuse the layman, but hype up anybody who has any real memory of this episode or these episodes, and if they've watched Rebels.
Absolutely. It's like a love letter to the Rebels fans, and absolutely just like between the Leo point and the noise came out of my mouth, like it was so funny. My cat's all like half asleep looking at me like, what's your problem? So
Mike's over here saying that Dave Filoni's going to bring as much of his creations into live action as humanly possible.
Oh my God, I hope so. Like
everything
it so deserves
comes into
it.
Main canon.
Exactly. It's such a I love this property so much, as you can tell, because but to have every bit of it, and it meant so much to the mythology of the series as a whole, both past and future. Like honestly, the more he pulls from it, keep going. I'm not defensive. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, keep it sacred to animation. It's gonna stay like if it can allow people to go back and rewatch this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
that's definitely a plus.
Yeah.
What's funny is that it also sort of, negates the whole people that poo-poo the idea of the animation.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm just a, purist, this, that, or the other thing. And it's like, well, you really need to expand your idea of what you should watch and check out these other things that really fill in the gaps. And then also create stuff that we then see in other places that aren't even gap
Mhm.
fillers.
So getting into the Mandalorian this week's episode real quick. What did you guys think when you saw something we haven't seen in live action yet, or in really any form yet, because it's always been a legend, is the mythosaur? What did you
Well,
think when
we've seen
Bo-Katan could grow?
we've seen in a form we've seen an animation from the holiday special, and
Does it count though?
yes,
No.
that part has been canonized, sort of, even more.
Yeah, they
Disney
sort of were
actually
like, but we're
released-
okay with this.
Yeah, Disney released the Faithful Wookiee. They're like, we'll let you see this much of the holiday special, and that's the part that they'll let you see. The seemingly disproportionate scale kind of struck me. It's like, that is way bigger than the one in the holiday special.
Yeah, the other one looked like a small brontosaurus
Right.
compared to this. Like this is like an epic, I don't know. It's like that sea dinosaur in Jurassic World. It's just like
Yes.
massive. Like you think it's just, oh, it's a little alligator, and then it just comes out and eats the shark. So I think that's what we're gonna see. But
I mean, it's underwater, it's lit weird, but that eye and the sort of the structure of the head was unmistakable. So
oh yeah. As soon as you see that horn, it's like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Well, and I'm just like, wait, where are they gonna go? Because it looked like that cavern where they like step into the water, not super big above water. Is like they come
Yeah.
up, they're out of breath. Is if it comes up behind them,
Yeah, they're
not-
doomed.
there's nowhere to escape to. Also, there's not a lot of place for that thing to go in there either.
Well,
which means
we don't
that
know what's
something else may
underneath.
happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true too. It
Yeah.
could be other
So
ways out.
exactly.
yeah,
That'd be really cool.
it could be the whole deal to where they go ahead and they run and they escape and they go back up through the tunnel and thing, and then it comes up on top on like the
See, it's
planet
like-
Krypton.
Yeah.
Pulls a smog or something.
Yeah, Mike said it's more like a dragon, very Game of Thrones, and that eye definitely was very like smog.
Yeah, that kind of.
Drogon. Yeah. Sarah
Also
said she
takes
was.
us-
Oh, go ahead.
Takes us back to the whole Purgle thing with the eye as well. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of parallels and things with the.
and the eye is where all our emotions live. So, like, it also allows that connectivity by seeing the
Mhm.
eye of this creature, and the fact that Bo-Katan got to witness it and
Well, that's
believe
the
in
selling
the
point.
legend. Yeah.
Well, and
So
and we don't think that Den may not have been conscious. He may not
Right.
have seen it.
Yep.
I
It's
don't
very
think he did.
possible that it's very possible she was the only one.
Mhm.
And until it's revealed again, it'll be sort of, oh sure, okay, whatever, we'll see. But also, Din seems a little bit more open to that kind of stuff.
Exactly, but he knows Bo-Katan isn't. So the fact that if she tells
Yeah.
him what she
Right.
saw and she's serious about it, he's knowing that she's not playing
Yeah, that's
around.
true.
Like you saw something that you don't normally believe in. So
Right.
you're telling me the truth. So I can't wait to see where it goes this week. And
So what do we think? We think somebody's going to ride it.
It's
gotta be
tough.
Boba Fett. It's gotta
It's
be
Boba Fett. It's gotta be Boba. He just appears. He like drops out of the sky in his jetpack, and he's like, "All right, let's do this."
Fly in
But
in Slave One, not Fire Spray, and start shooting it up, and then jump out. And he'll do that.
Yeah.
He does this. He jumps out the back hatch with the
the
He does like
superhero
what they
landing.
just did in the episode here we watched.
Yeah, just
And
somebody
fly
gave
in
him a
and-
lightsaber because he found one in his hands of Tatooine. He dug one up from Obi-Wan and Rey.
he found the Jawas found a good cache of Jedi gear that got lost when the Jedi got.
Mike says Corky Kreese is gonna ride it.
No, he will just come in and ride it. Yeah. Here's
Yeah,
the
Sherry,
thing,
that's
Mandalore.
that's exactly what I thought. Is it
He
what
does
pulled
have a
it down into the
mythosaur
water?
skull behind him in the graphic for that shirt, so it's very
Ooh, just
plausible.
saying. Yeah.
Well, wasn't there a line that we thought was a throwaway line? Was it in Book of Boba Fett that they were saying something about a mythosaur, a mythical
Yeah.
beast was rising or something?
Yeah, I think it was Book of Boba Fett.
And they're
He
talking
definitely
about
mentioned that he rode a creature 10 times the size of
that. Yes.
something else,
Yeah.
which was implying the mythosaur for sure.
Right. Well, and that's his signet. That's Boba's signet.
Yeah.
But I would assume, I don't know, the signet's always been that way. Did he get that signet from Django, or is that his own? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a good question because I don't think Django has a signet visible.
Mhm.
Now I gotta go back and look at Django's armor.
Right.
And that may have
Now
been
it's like-
something based on his like separation from like the cult or whatever,
Yeah. Hi, Peter. Welcome.
the church, as it were, his,
Yeah, exactly.
excommunication or something is when he decided to be a bounty hunter. Who knows?
It could be. So
He chose to follow the
my
creed.
call this weekend on Sunday, I was like, I think Din's gonna end up writing it, but I think Grogu's gonna help him. Is
Right.
that's like the foreshadowing? where
Maybe
Din-
forcing.
He's gotta do
calming
the calming
animals, he
thing.
calms the Rancor, the Mudhorn.
But
I
the
loved-
Rancor kind
Oh,
of
go
didn't
ahead.
need the calming. He didn't, for Boba to ride the Rancor.
Yeah.
He didn't need to be calmed. He was just, conditioned to it. Whereas,
Exactly.
they just had to calm him down after the fact when he got, worked up. But
Too
so,
ragey.
in terms of riding the mythosaur with, the calming effect would be beneficial, I'm sure. But it's a little bit different than the Rancor in general, I think.
Yeah, we don't know we know the Rancor is crazy and kind of like a bull in a china shop. We don't know what the Mythosaur's temperament is like yet.
Well, that's true. Yeah, we don't.
So
How big it is and how
yeah.
would you even rein it
Exactly.
in,
So
as it were.
that's gonna be fun to see. And I wonder if we'll get Danny Trejo back because he seems
Danny
to know
Trejo
everything.
as the Mythosaur keeper.
Yeah,
He's like, I upgraded my status. Yeah.
do that
Can
on
you
the
imagine?
side hustle. Mythosaurs.
Yeah. Mythosaurs and Rancors. That's on the
Right.
side of his ship. Written in Arabesh.
Perfect.
Yeah, so also we had the Bad Batch this week. This was a Crosshair heavy episode.
About time.
A lot of
Oh,
feels, a lot of if you're a Clones fan, it's pretty sad for you because to have them being designated to a snowy outpost and having to protect the stuff that they don't know what they have to protect, and it turns out it's armor for their replacements. It's
So they can't even use.
that they can't even use because
And they're running around and beat up whatever stuff they still have from.
stuffed with
however long
rags.
ago.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then again, their Generation 1 armor is way better than the crap that the new ones get because it actually
All right,
takes a
Rex.
blaster bolt. It does.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And you see it in Rebels. You see Rex say nothing beats Generation 1 armor. So but that was really a wake-up call to how the Empire sees clones. And though Crosshair is doing work for the Empire right now, he's a clone and he's expendable.
Yeah.
So his bond with Mayday during this episode and the loss of Mayday's crew and having to keep Mayday alive or try to keep him alive, and then just having that dirty little lieutenant like just tell him, oh, he's expendable and so are you, kind of shook him.
Getting some realizations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm not loving that. Like your big bad is mid-level imperial bureaucrat, but
yeah,
he's turning to be more evil, but just still like paper pushing evil.
yeah, exactly. And to me, that's the worst kind because it takes the humanity out of things. It just sees them as pawns in the game instead of actual people. And that's what I feel like a lot of military situations from as far back as World War I, World War II, soldiers were expendable, and especially Vietnam War, they came back to a country that was, despising the fact that they went to war. And what were they going to do once they got home? There was no protections for them, and the clones are going through that right
further
now.
than that. I mean, that was the entire concept of Revolutionary War battles. The way the British were fighting is just put out a big old line of everybody standing there and shooting, and it doesn't matter who shoots back into that line. You just send more waves and waves and waves of people.
Everybody's expendable, and this gave humanity to, something that was faceless. It's just people in an armor, just bodies in an armor on a line. And I think Crosshair is slowly waking up to it, as you can see by him shooting the lieutenant and waking up in the cloning facility. Oh my God, what do you think's gonna happen? Not good for our boy.
Good question. I hope they return to him soon and we don't have to sort of sit on this and simmer
For like
wondering what's going to happen with him
before you see this again.
I know.
It's like, oh, the finale, here's Crosshair's back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very interesting to see him, in that place as opposed to just a cell, kind of what I was expecting. Maybe wake up on a cot in a cell and be like, in custody, but not necessarily on a table.
Yeah.
To be whatever.
It reminded me of what they had Grogu in, that like half machine that was like taking DNA from Grogu, and it looked like
thing over him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what that reminded me of. And
so Snoke is a Grogu / Crosshair clone.
Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. He's like a combination of all the Jedi. He's literally all the Jedi. Yes. And some clones.
And he told Palpatine that, and Palpatine got mad.
Yeah. Oh well.
And have a tall, skinny Grogu. Really good shot.
He just hits that growth
really
spurt.
Good shot.
And that snaky voice. That sounds really adorable.
Harry's over here trying to talk to Trek.
Anyway, yes.
It's very like a medic.
It did look very much like sick bay.
Somebody called it out. Yeah. Yes, Sarah. I was so annoyed. Do not make me feel sorry for Crosshair. Yeah. I was really bummed that Mayday died too.
You get some soldiers follow orders.
How did that work
humanized, which is good because we've, he's been so like distant, as it were. It's good to see him give a shit about something.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to be humbled a little bit.
And it's really, he should have been giving a shit about those 4 or 5 other people, and as opposed to this new guy, although having that, him being humanized in that way does kind of build his character a bit.
Well, we've seen this before with clones, because Rex and Cody, followed Order 66 and took out Jedi left and right. And they're back, and they're our heroes, right?
Rex didn't. Rex tried to stop him from firing at Ahsoka, and he was fighting against his chip. He had enough love.
Cody was a bad shot.
Cody just sucks at shooting.
He got the lizard. He didn't get the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
mean,
that
it's
Well,
not-
part.
what I'm talking about is I don't know that we know if
Other
Rex
stuff.
took out anybody else. Ahsoka, no.
Or Cody.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But it's going to be interesting to see where they go. And now, after watching this, I think Plan 99 is to save Crosshair.
It,
Oh,
it makes sense that it's
Yeah.
a part of Clone Force 99.
Yeah.
It may be
so somehow they
to
get
save him and reunite Clone Force 99 because they're
Right.
purposely
Yeah.
fracturing them. Echo's gone and whatever is it's got to bring everybody back together.
bring the band
Absolutely.
back, get the band back together for the
Yeah.
finale.
And I know some people are going to be mad if this happens, and I'm sorry to make that prediction, but it's where they were before the Empire also fractured them, and it's lessons that both sides had to learn. They had to learn not only their place in the galaxy post Order 66 and this new empire, but they also had to learn to exist without each other. And the bond of family and of brotherhood, is it going to be stronger than imperial rule? So
Well, and
that's
that's
the
kind
ultimate
of
question.
something that they've done before. And you know how Dave likes to bring back story arcs that he's used before.
Mhm.
Isn't that kind of that they brought Echo back from
Yeah.
being absorbed in the machine?
Yeah.
Is he was lost and in that whole space, not doing what he needed to, doing evil
Mhm.
things, that brought him
Being
back.
used as a
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a computer for
Yeah.
the Empire, and they saved him. So it's possible. It's just, unfortunately, he's going to have to fall, and he's going to have to really learn the lesson. And I think we're going to see the depth of that fall coming up.
I think all the younglings are going to have force sensitivity, like Mike's mentioning about Omega.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Catherine. We'll see you next
Okay.
week.
Have fun walking the dogs.
Well, I think there's far more force sensitivity in the universe, and they're starting to display this than one would think. And I mean, it's probably a lot of our headcanon anyway.
Mhm.
But I think backing up to the Mandalorian a little bit, I don't see how that's not part of how Bo-Katan handles the Darksaber as well as she does.
Yeah, I
That's very
think so
possible.
too. Yeah. It has a certain connectivity with the Force.
And that's
And
why Pax was able to wield it, and all
Tar?
the other, or yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was created by a Jedi Mandalorian.
right.
The fact that you can wield it as well as
Oh,
you can,
calling it out.
I mean, I think that would, just saying that
And the fact that the
Bo-Katan has
mythosaur
force
woke up to
sensitivity,
her.
yes,
Yeah.
Katie would freak out right there. Just
Oh
her
my
sense
God.
level. I'm a Jedi now.
Yeah, she'd be calling her dad and be like, "Guess what?"
Yes,
So her dad would lose it.
there would be hints of that on Instagram in seconds.
So are we calling it? Are we saying that that's a possibility?
I don't dislike. I think it could be. It easily could be. We were joking, I think, Gio and I, on Sunday. It's like, well, possibly it's a family tradition. Maybe that's why Satine and Obi-Wan had such a connection. They were a dyad in the Force.
With Corky Kreese,
That's right.
the nephew that happens to be blonde with a little bit of brown thrown in.
Look good in a beard.
Yeah.
He would look very good in a beard. Speaking of beards, also, other than the Corky Kreese dropped today, Beard Batch Season 2
Yes.
dropped on
Oh my
TeePublic.
gosh. Make sure you guys pick that one up.
Yes.
Because it is really cool.
Appropriately designed by our friend Jake, who's patched in and is officially one of the Beard Batch. So
yes,
he's got much more impressive beard than Dave and I currently. So
yes, he has surpassed the youngling has surpassed the masters.
Yes, but there's time.
but there's nothing about how much beard, it's how you use it.
Exactly.
That's it. Exactly.
So what do we've got coming up this week on the VCN? We have the happy hour watch along tomorrow of the Bad Batch.
The word watch along is very loose when it comes to the Bad Batch happy hours.
But if you want to watch along,
not that we don't want to, it's just
you show up and make us watch along.
Yeah. Anybody who does really want to watch along and have everybody comment on any of the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 or possibly 8 episodes, come on by and we'll, any of those we can watch together for sure. But we've been a little lax when it comes to the watching part of the watch along for the happy hour.
But it's fun. You get to talk about everything.
That's the whole point, is to come and, talk and catch up and BS and, plan our takeovers of Lucasfilm with all of our ideas that they somehow latch onto.
And by the way, Spencer was losing his mind when Pelly was talking about Bunta Eve celebrations. Absolutely. So just saying.
Yes. We like to party at Bunta, and Pelly does too. That's all.
Yes. And Grogu in that impressive jump. He's learning from Luke.
His flippity do. He's like, I'm gonna get a saber and do this against Count Dooku. Oh wait.
I learned from Master Yoda.
But then again, on Thursday we'll have a watch along, a real watch along.
Yeah.
Yes, an actual watch along.
The next episode of The Mandalorian. You never know who's going to pop up on that. People, we don't know who can pop in until after an episode airs. So since we're watching along so closely after the episode airs, sometimes, 3 a.m. phone call. Hey,
I know you're awake over there.
Can we do it? It's like, oh, you're in the episode. What do you know?
It's so much fun to be able to get to the end of an amazing episode and then be like, I thought so. I know that person. I knew they were in that suit, whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's such a laundry list at this point of people that have been on the watch alongs with us for multiple seasons now, multiple shows and, different capacities. And
they're part of the family. Yeah.
It's really a cool thing to be able to catch those credits and recognize so many names.
Absolutely. And once again, having Lateef and Brendan get a huge shout out in actual credits.
Legit credits. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Not just at the end with all the rest of the filmmaking cast and crew. Absolute bonus. That makes me so happy to see that.
They do so much work. It's great that it's recognized.
Yeah. Especially in this episode, like, oh my God, like waterlogged. I want to know who's in the suit when they got dumped
for the water.
Oh, like seriously, that just like I can imagine wearing the flight suit. Yeah, and all that armor and just pain. But it was really nice to see R5D4 do something awesome despite how scared he was. Like
he was shaking in his proverbial boots. It was funny to see his reactions to their conversation.
Yeah.
But he's supposed to be a hero of the rebellion.
At least his heroicness was being a hero by blowing his motivator. So
right, that was his move. Yeah,
that was his move. It's like, I'm gonna blow myself up so you can.
But I was, glad to see Grogu was very relieved when he returned. So that was
He was worried about him. He was his buddy. And having Grogu pilot the ship to go get Bo-Katan, like having them bond a little bit about like she knew Jedi and they fought alongside her. Like that was really sweet. So I wonder if he senses that she's strong in the Force too.
More stuff coming out of the Clone Wars and Rebels. This is where we've seen this, people. You should watch it if you're
what do we got coming up on Sunday?
Sunday is another episode of the Jedi Archives, and I think Mike has left the chat. If Mike will send it to me so I can put it up on the channel.
Yeah, Mike.
But we'll have another episode of Jedi Archives. They're reviewing one of the High Republic titles. They're kind of going out in sequence of this one dropped an issue, this one dropped an issue, so they're going back and forth. We'll see which
They're
one.
really beefing up the publishing schedule with these
Just
comics
did, he
and these
said.
Oh,
books.
see, there you go.
Oh,
Mike is just in.
sheesh.
Oh, there you
Email,
go.
Dave. What are you doing?
Well, I'm on the
Hacker?
show, Mike. I'm not
He's
checking my
kind of
email on the
busy.
show.
Preoccupied.
Yeah, we're just gonna give you crap anyway because we can.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's exciting, and I just further makes me realize how caught up I need to be on the High Republic, like between the Sunday shows and Christina Ariel's weekly High Republic show. There's so much to like absorb from it.
Oh,
So
I gave up long ago on getting everything out of the High Republic. You can get what you want here and there, but
yeah,
I don't know how like Mike and the guys really read everything to it.
if you're a comic reader, you find a way. You don't sleep, but you find a way. Check your email, Dave. Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and Sarah says that she loved that you guys are now canon with Boon to Eve.
Oh, it is.
Oh, Boon to Eve was canon prior to us.
Yeah.
using it.
They just
But-
borrowed it.
I'm
We
gonna call
made it more
BS,
of a
Mike,
thing.
because I just now got like the notification after you said I don't know. Maybe something got lost between the LA and here. It took a while for the carrier pigeons to get this
Nah.
far.
Slow network.
Yeah.
Um,
The secret
But,
is to read everything as it is released. Yeah, but
yeah, so much stuff.
so I need to get myself some trade paperbacks. I have volume 1 and a couple. I think I have the first 5 or 6 issues in comic form. So I've fallen behind, but now that I'm back here and able to get to the comic shop often, I hope that will change. Well, so now anything else we want to cover for the week and just go over?
Are we sans sans Mr. Von Olin again next week, correct? Or
Yes.
there's a possibility, if all things come together, that he may be part of the show if we do pre-record, right? So
Right.
people can lobby for that.
So
Or
if,
Ashley and other guests besides Dave and myself, or in addition, or us,
yeah,
will be here next week. So one or the other.
yeah, it'll be fun. We'll make sure to get some
If you
Rebels
really miss
content out to
Mark
you.
this week, tell him.
Make sure you tell him.
We should, yeah, definitely tell him. But
Well,
also
the
tell
phone
him that we
number
should do a
to call
pre-record.
him below.
To
He would
vote for
kill
Mark,
us.
#, Mark.
Darth Von Olin.
No
Mark Ronald.
no more texting to the Google Voice number. My phone is blowing up from Alderaan Idol.
Yeah, Dave's like, will this thing ever stop? The
No.
He's
voting
like, I
is over.
deleted
It's too
the
late."
app. It's over. So yeah, so we hope that Mark has a safe flight home. He got stuck in Hotlanta and then had his flight delayed. So we just hope he gets home in time and that he doesn't have to work tomorrow, because that's really tough. Him and
Oh, no,
Jason.
that would be
Yeah.
horrible. So what are we watching? What are we watching next week?
So next
gonna-
week, oh, go ahead.
Let's see. I have the
Episode 42 is the When Kathu Job. So it's season 3, episode 9.
Nice.
So that's
Yeah.
the idea, unless something massive happens in the next episode of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Could possibly alter that, but
I don't know.
you never know. So
Yeah.
It's heavily Rebel centric. You don't
Lucasfilm
know.
keeps us on our toes here at Rebels Revisited.
you know,
So
they're throwing stuff at us that's very cool. So it's
yeah.
you never know what we're gonna get, like a box of chocolates.
Definitely. Well,
So,
thank you guys so much for joining me this week and for keeping it fun and interesting, and I always appreciate you guys.
You are welcome. We will bring the fun, just not the actual knowledge.
little knowledge here and
Well,
there.
that's what we're here for. We're here to learn.
But, great episode. Great seeing the connection between these these episodes and the new content that they're creating, which is so
Yeah.
cool. But had a lot of fun. Glad I could be on camera. I don't want to
Yes.
be on camera every time, but I like
And not in the
every
tub.
once in a while.
When was the last time you guys saw this episode?
Oh,
Not to put you on the spot, but
while.
I
didn't rewatch it.
haven't seen this episode. I think I did a whole Rebels rewatch probably 2 years ago.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say at least that long, probably for me. But
Wow.
I I've done that where I just kind of go through a series like that and binge watch it for a while.
Mike
That's
just
really cool.
did the Google Voice number.
Oh, it's getting spam.
Gonna
Great. All right.
text
Well, that
you
was a lot of
in your
fun.
sleep.
And we look forward to next week.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We really appreciate it, and we will catch you guys next Monday. Thank you for joining us, and may the force be with you. Bye.
Let's be with you.
Purgles.
Per girls.
And that, go over here.